Welcome to Real Estate Coach Uncensored on Inman News, where you'll find the best practices, tools, and technology tips to help you grow your real estate business. Here are your hosts, Bernice Ross and Greg McDaniel.
Welcome. I'm Bernice Ross, the CEO and President of Brokerage Up and realestatecoach.com.
And my name is Greg McDaniel. I'm the co-host and co-founder of the wildly popular and successful podcast, Real Estate Uncensored. But today, Bernice and I are together, Real Estate Coach Uncensored.
Well, Greg, we have a great show for our viewers today. It's called Prospecting Tools You're Guaranteed to Love. And, last week at Connect Now, Inman Connect Now, we sat in on 2 sessions with Jeff Loeb. We both loved them. We came away with great takeaways for your business. So as we get ready for the fall selling season, let's take a look at how you can make more money in your business and what you can do. So Greg, you jumped right on to Ghost Poster, and that's spelled GHOSTPOSTR. There's no E in it, Ghost Poster. And I'll have the links for you in the article as well. But what has happened? You posted something up about 2 or 3 hours ago. What's happened in the last 3 hours?
A lot has happened in the last couple of hours. My dear good friend, Monica, Coach Monica, you'll see the link in the article. She turned me onto this, and it is absolutely incredible. What has done is that in COVID, everyone wants to be more visible, but they don't know what to post. And so that's what Ghost Poster does. It allows you to take the pain out of trying to figure out what to post. And so, given I have just started messing around with it, but I'm overly excited about my results thus far. I posted a funny, picture that Ghost Poster gave me to post, and it was, the old Stephen King movie, the clown movie, when he's coming up from the street in the crate, right? Well, I had that. I posted that, and it said like, "Hey, I got a list of off-market properties. You want to see them?" It's kind of creepy, but it's funny. And so people, I didn't know what to expect, but my viewer count, my interaction count has gone vertical in less than 3 hours. Quick stats, I have messages coming out of my ears on Instagram DMs, Facebook, Instagram stories. As of this very moment, we're just under 120.
So wait a minute, you've got 120 responses in less than 3 hours, and that's just going to explode as this,
Well, that's only on Instagram stories, is just about 120 views and comments. Then I posted on my actual Instagram feed, which I haven't done literally in almost a year. So I didn't know how that was going to work. I have just about 40 people there with comments and likes and everything else. Then I flipped it over to my Facebook stories. And guys, this is only 3 hours old, and I have about 55 to almost 60 people there. So it's not just the fact that there's the view count, it's the interaction value of people going, OMG, I love this, I'm going to steal this, can I use this, this is creepy, LOL, all these different messages are coming out of the woodwork. It's absolutely incredible. And so what Ghost Poster tells you to do, Monica will explain this to you, is that they want you to post twice a day. Okay, that's it. One funny something and one something educational. And so you want to be real estate agent, you want to be human being. And I'm in a thing, I'm running every day. I'm just 4 or plus miles plus 200 push-ups. Might not be a lot for a lot of you, but I'm getting healthier every day. Okay. So I post a story about me running and sweating.
Try again, Greg.
Huh? Oh. And so I post a story about me running and kind of what I'm doing and where I am. And then I post a funny thing about real estate. And, people are, it's incredible. Monica, the reason why I really enjoy this post is because, or this product, is because she got back into active production because she's been a coach and has been a real estate agent for a long period of time. Wonderful woman. You'll love her when you guys talk with her. But she got back into full production back in April. Okay. Now, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months, right? And she already has several $100,000 of GCI sitting in her pipeline because of posting on social media and letting people know that she is still doing real estate. She had a friend of hers that reached out to her and goes, "Hey, I think I saw that you posted about something about real estate. Are you still doing real estate?" Mona goes, "Yes, I am." And she gets deals. So guys, I cannot be a bigger advocate of this. I think it's absolutely fantastic. They're funny, they're hilarious, they're educational. So if you're thinking about posting and you don't know what to do, go check them out. They're a measly $199 a year. Okay, a year, guys, and it's all done for you. You just literally click and hold it, add it to your camera roll, go to your camera roll, post to Instagram, Facebook stories, Instagram stories. Boom, done. Super simple.
Less than $20 a month. I mean, it's more like 15, a little over 15, 16. I mean, this is just a great buy.
Oh,
Now,
great buy.
one of the things where several people were very enthusiastic about was Homebot.ai. And, you talked about having the fun post, but then what Homebot does is it gives the, your homeowners great data about their home, how much their home is worth. It's an AI solution, obviously, Homebot.ai. Excuse me. How much equity they have, their home's anticipated future value, how much they can expect, how much they can expect to pay by paying their mortgage off early. So if you move from 30 to 15 years or from 20 to 15, how much can you save? And they also look at, is it better to repurchase, purchase a new home or to refinance? So you're getting this data. And what you can do as an agent is you can get this data yourself, and then you can call them up with an update. Here's what your home is worth right now. You do it monthly or quarterly. That was the suggestion of many of the people who had been using it, and also what they suggested online. So this is really just a wonderful tool that gives them information about their home that they're really going to value. Now, this next one is called Keeping Current Matters. And this has these really great has all these real great visuals and charts and graphs. And if you've seen some of the statistics that they send out of NAR about what the market's doing, they've got these beautiful graphics. That's what this does. And this is perfect for posting on presentations on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And, they do things like they say, they've got graphs that show the financial implications of owning rather than renting. And this is this chart has been kicking around for a very long time. I've used different versions of it, but it's been constantly updated. And I believe the current homeowner right now has equity of about $250,000. The typical renter has $5,000. If there was ever an argument for owning your own home, because whose mortgage do you want to pay? Your landlord's or yours? I want to pay mine.
I want to pay mine 100%. I love KCM.
Somebody else. So anyway, now they also give you which way home trends are moving each year. And they also show the cost of trying to sell for sale by owner. They've got the stats on that, and those change. So these are just, they're updated monthly, great source, Homebot.ai, keeping current matters. These things are excellent to give you a more professional look for, especially if you're going onto LinkedIn. That's a different kind of vibe than, Instagram and kind of the more fun things that you just described that you were doing, of course, with Ghost Poster. I want to say Ghostbuster.
No, not Ghostbusters. Ghost Posters.
No, we're not 100%. Going there. Okay. Now, once you've got this, there's a site called Linktree, and that's LINKTR, and then it's .ee. There's no .com. But Linktree, actually, what you can do is you create a single link and Linktree, and then you put the post there, and then it goes out to all these different social media sites wherever you've got a profile. So again, this is a quick way for you to touch a whole lot of different sites very easily. Now, one of the big things for us as agents, Greg, is obtaining accurate contact information. And there was quite a bit of discussion about this. And I think you and I were kind of both sitting there listening and going, you want me to go search this manually and hire somebody to do skip searching or get someone to go do this manually on Fiverr? And I'm thinking, and you had a great site that you recommended called truepeoplesearch.com. I looked at this thing this morning and it was downright scary what they had. Tell me about it.
Yeah, True People Search it's a where you can go search by someone's name. You can search by their address. You can even do a reverse search by their phone number. And that's what skip tracing is. Skip tracing is literally putting in a piece of information and then skipping over all the other stuff and getting right to the information. When my girlfriend and I first started dating, she wouldn't tell me what she did or anything else, but I had a phone number. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to put in True People Search and see what I find. Well, it found a lot. Let's put it that way. I have, and it's to the point where it's almost scary, because I put in her phone number. It gave her name, her phone number, any phone number she had in the past, her email address, her actual home address with a link. I can click on the link and open up a Google map and see a street view of her house, known associates, family members, all kinds of crazy stuff. And that's the free version of True People Search. And so I did a True People Search on myself, and I mean, it pulled up people that I was astonished it had associated with me. Like one of my very best friends in the world, basically he's a brother, but he's like no relation whatsoever. His name is Casey Dorlich. All of a sudden, Casey's name popped up in my family member section. I'm like, what in the heck is going on here? But it is amazing. If you guys are, if a lead came in, or actually, you know what, Bernice, I actually did it today on a phone number that called me, and they're like, hey, can you talk at this time? I'm like, who in the heck is this? I picked it up, and it was our common friend, Vera. And I was like, oh my gosh, Vera, why don't I have your number in my phone? But it is very effective. It is free. And guys, if you're trying to find information on people, or if you want a VA or someone to go in and fill in your database, now it's not 100% perfect. You're not going to get every single person, but dang if you're not going to get a lot of them. It's a really cool tool.
Well, if you're going on a listing appointment, I sure would want to know what's in there.
Yes, 100%.
Because if their property address doesn't show up in that search, I would, red flag, I'd be calling the title company to make sure that they're the owner.
They're the real owners. You should pull a title on that anyways, but next one's a REI Source. Tell me a little bit about
REI Source. I love this. It's the CoreLogic product. And what it is, and this concept has been around for a very long time. I mean, I've known about it for probably 2 decades. It's the idea of buying a list that you pay for, but you can target market with the source, and you can get it through your local title company. And it's generally between 5 to 10 cents per name. But, some things that I could target market, for example. So, we've got a lot of baby boomers, and, say that I want to, their kids have gone off to college. They're still in their 3,500 square foot house. It's worth a lot of money. They're 55, 60 years old. They're great candidates for right sizing. That could be, and with McMansions coming back in because of COVID, this could be a real good fit. Or one of the ones that they're very good on mortgage data. So one of the things that you could do, when people get to 80% equity position, and you use like Homebot or one of the other tools that we talked about earlier to see what their equity is. But then when they get to 80%, they can get rid of their PMI. That's the private mortgage insurance. And I tell you what, you can take that bill off of their mortgage every month. They are going to love you. That can be several $100s a month, depending on the size of their loan. And then the other one, so say that I want to target some high-end renters, so I could target by income. And they also, I don't know if REI Source, but a lot of these listservs, what they'll do is they'll look at the magazines that they have subscribed to. And if somebody has just subscribed to Baby News or whatever the baby magazines are, guess what? And they're living in an apartment and they make $100K a year. Do you think maybe there's a backyard in their future somewhere?
No, not at all. Nope.
Probably.
Of course.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. They could do that. And that is one of the, honestly, it's a little creepy when you think about it, but it's so incredibly useful to be at the right time at the right place to speak to people in the way they need to be spoken to, so that you can talk to them about something that's relevant to their lives. Because you and I both know, Bernice, that, what a lot of us real estate agents, we talk to folks and it's not the right time for them. So we get the rejection factor. That's why it's such a huge attrition rate in our business, because of people hearing the word no and not getting the business and having to fail out. This source, the REI Source, gives you the ability to have the right conversation with the right people at the right times. And it's an incredible resource for people.
Absolutely. So let's go on to talk about some marketing strategies. Now, it used to be, I want to, Greg, I'm talking to you about listing your house, and Greg, with your permission, may I show you how we're going to list your house, and our goal is to help you get the highest possible price in the shortest amount of time. Would you like to do that in your
Yes.
Yes. But today you have to add a third thing. in the safest way possible due to COVID, because that's, not everybody is concerned about this, but so many people are. We have to be tuned into it. Now, Greg, one of the things I really loved, and this is something Jeff Loeb was talking about, was bringing the wow factor by bringing your team to your next Zoom listing appointment.
Yes.
So in your case, how would you go about doing that? Because you have a team that you work with. Who would you be introducing?
So what I would do is we would set up a Zoom call, right, with a prospective seller. So you want to get to meet each other. You can't, because we know in communication, the majority of the communication is done visually, right? When we're watching the body language and everything else. So you get on a Zoom call and you have a conversation with them, what to expect. We can't wait to meet you, blah, blah, blah. But then you have it looks like my lender's here. Hi, lender. This is who will be working with you guys. You talk to him or her on the phone, they get to meet each other, then he or she hops off. Then my team manager, then my business partners would pop on, introduce themselves for a couple of seconds. Then you could even have your title rep, you could have your home inspectors, you could have, the list doesn't really end. It's basically just a show of force saying, I'm not alone. I have a team. I have people that I work with. Put a name with a face with a voice, so that then when they show up or they have a conversation with them, it's just, you're like, dang, you got a big team, Rick. Told you I got a big team. And it took, like, you can have these other people pop on for literally 2 to 3 minutes, and they could be out with their smartphones, jumping on a Zoom call when they're out. Maybe a home inspector's at another house doing an inspection. Hey, I'm Greg McDaniel. I'm a ABC home inspector. Glad to meet you. We can't wait to come over and visit with you. This is what the safety protocols that we're going to do to keep you guys safe. It's just setting the expectations, putting in faces with names, and really showing up and going, I really can get your home sold, and this is the crew that's going to do it. I love it about that.
I love that idea. Now, another thing that you could be doing is the check-in call. And what this is, a lot of people have been calling just to say, how are you? But then they don't know, well, I don't want to talk about real estate, because that really is not what about this call is about. It's about our personal connections, seeing who you are. And that's the part about being human, not being in real estate. But the thing I loved is that somebody suggested that there are other things that you can do to be a resource for that person for other kinds of things. Do you need a mobile dog groomer? Do you need an electrician? Again, are there some work that you want to have done to your house? There's so many different resources. What would you add to that, Greg?
Oh my gosh. I mean, something you could easily do is you could reach out to your local community, talk to the local businesses, say, hey, look, what do you have? Do you have any kind of buy one, get one free? Do you have any discounts you're offering? Or any of these folks giving, product away to first responders or health professionals or anything like that? And then be able to offer those specific things out. Like, hey, Bernice, you know what? I was just talking with Doug over here at, Mickey Mouse, pizza company. And he is giving out to all the local residents a buy one, get one free offer. All you have to do is use the code McDaniel44, and you'll be able to get your free pizza. And I just want to offer that to you. I know times are weird, and I just was thinking about you, and you can either eat, stuff it in the fridge for some snacks, or you can give it to a neighbor in need who might need an extra bite or something like that. But I just wanted to call and give that to you. People will lose their skulls because it's so fundamental, but that's why we don't see it, because we want to make everything so complicated. It's just being another human to another human. And that's the end of the day. I had an agent call me when COVID just started, and he literally did this. Hey bro, how are you, man? How you holding up? You okay? Like, how's life? And I'm like, dang, that felt good. I like that call. And, when I call people and I talk to them, and then my question, this is the key point. When you do a check-in call, all of you do a little kind of mental check here. When's the last time you were asked, what can I do to grow your business? What's your perfect client look like? What can I do to bring value to your life? Ask people that and legitimately mean it. They will not know what to say because they've never been asked that before, or so far in the past in the back. That's going to get the check-in call to give some juice. Now, you cannot expect anything in return. You're doing this just to be a human. Am I Bernice, that's the whole point here, is a human to human. You take off the real estate hat, right?
You give over, you give over here on one side and it comes back on the other.
Mm-hmm. It really will.
Now, another thing that I love this idea, it was the idea of doing 4 virtual open houses in one evening. And the person who suggested this was doing like on Thursday nights, like after dinner. And I thought, what a great time because, the family, you can have the family, if you've got a couple, they can watch it together, at the end of the day, they don't have the work and the homeschooling, all the other stuff going on. And as days get shorter, that's another way to do these open houses. You can pre-record them, or if some of these houses show better at night, if they're available to be open in the evening, you could do a walkthrough live, perhaps with one of them, and have the other ones queued up to just go, in back of it. So I'd love that idea. Now, another site is Rate My Agent. And this site's really popular. Clients like looking at it to identify, how well agents are, if they should hire them or not. But Rate My Agent allows you to claim your profile for free. And then you can syndicate. What they do is they let you syndicate your reviews and other content out to Instagram, IGTV, and other social media sites. So you could send this out to LinkedIn and some other places as well.
The thing I love about that, Bernice, is the fact that it's called the angel effect. And the angel effect is when someone speaks highly about you and you don't have to be the one tooting your own horn. You're going to get a much higher engagement and interaction rate with this type of a tool. Because if Bob and Stacy, who just bought or sold a home with you, and they're like, oh my God, Bernice Ross is the best. She was on point. Her communication was legit, fill in the blank. We highly recommend her. We're definitely going to use her the next time. Now, if I saw that and I'm like, Bernice chick seems pretty cool. All right, well, let's give her a call. And then she comes over and does her thing. It's an amazing tool, guys. You should call every one of your past clients, do your connect call, like your catch-up call, bring value to them. And then, you don't have to do it on that call, but it opens the door for another conversation down the road where you can say, hey, I'm trying to grow my business during the COVID. Would you mind just giving me 30 seconds on, what you thought about my interaction? It's just, again, it's another touch point for you to come back to your clients and past clients in your database. How are you? How's life? Good, great. Here's the pizza. And then call them 2 weeks later. Hey, did you get your pizza? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, send them the pizza after they do that for you. And, exactly. that is like, that is just a super winner. Now, I've got 2 chatbot solutions you're going to love. I've been a fan of Emery. That's Mary, RE.ca, Emery.ca. And again, we'll have that linked for you down below on our channel here. But it is for about $10 a month if they haven't changed their prices. This is never miss a call, because it converts. People think they're having an online conversation with a person. This thing is so cool. And when somebody, clicks onto this, you are immediately sent their mobile, their phone number that they're coming in off of. And you'll get this when they're still sitting out in front of the house where your sign is, which is huge. But the other thing, if you're not available, you can't be available 24/7. Now this thing is sitting there converting, and then it tells you where all your different sources came from. So you can use the Emery link. You could stick it on a postcard. You can use it in your other marketing materials. It's a way to get great information out there. So check out that video. It's very cool, very short, a couple minutes. It really worth looking at for your business. Now, the other one is Talk, and this is TAWK, again, TAWK, and then .2, T-O, like Talk, TAWK.2. And what this does is it's used their site is by over 3.6 million teams across multiple industries. And it's a way for you to monitor and chat with visitors live on your website. So if you've seen some of the sites that pop up, how can I help you? There are different kinds, this is another way to do that. So that's widely used. So Greg, this next category, we got 3 quick hits for you. The first one is Big View. What's that all about?
So Big View is a teleprompter app. You can actually use it on, when you're going to be going on camera, so you can type out and fill in kind of your verbiage. You can also change the speed of how it's going to flow. Are you a fast talker or are you a slower talker? And I'm dyslexic. I'll be real honest with you. So for me, reading it's not the best idea for me to be on camera because I'm gonna be too confused on what I'm trying to read and then looking at the camera and looking down at that. But for a lot of folks, including every single newscaster, they use teleprompter very successfully. So if you need content to be flowing in front of you, I would highly recommend taking a look at it. It's an incredible resource for you if that's something that you've been looking for. We just delivered for you. But Bernice, you have a really cool resource that you told me, and it's called Otter, OTTER.ai. What is Otter.ai?
Oh, I love this thing. It's probably one of the apps that I use the most, but especially if I'm doing an article, if I want to do a post. So say that, I've got an MP3 or MP4 recording that I've done. So like this Zoom, this Zoom video that we're shooting right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I could do is once I get the Zoom link back and, I could take that, I can Otter, I can either record live into Otter and get the transcript. So I could have it running right now and it could be generating the transcript, or I could upload the link from this particular show. And this is the beauty of this, is that you can use old shows, MP3s, MP4s, and it will give you a transcript of that. And you can get 10 hours a month free. The free program is like up to 40 minutes. And I think the professional program is maybe $199 a year. Maybe it's less than that, but it was so worth it because, if I can't tell, sometimes, it comes up with weird things. It thinks I work for realestatecoach.com, CALM, instead of .com. And it made it changes some other words around too sometimes, which are quite fascinating.
So what you're saying is spell check and make sure that they read your transcript.
Well, they'll spell the words correctly, but you need, what you can do is when it's on Otter, you can click on the part that's unclear and you can hear the playback of what was said.
Oh.
So you can actually go listen to it. And again, this is way cool for, this is a way to repurpose all that content that you may have put together, Facebook Live, on Instagram. If you've got an interview, anything that you've got that's got great content that you want to capture and get as a post, this is the starting place, and it is painless. Yes.
I just thought of something about this, and I'm sure I'm behind the 8 ball with you, but I'm just going to blurt it out anyways. Some people are auditory, some people are visual, some people read, right? Bernice is a fanatical writer and reader, which we all know and love. She and I, when we communicate, I send her audio things, she sends me written stuff back. And we had to figure out how that was going to work, right? So with your clientele, if you want to double dip, why don't you take Otter.ai, do your Instagram posts, right? Your Instagram stories or Facebook stories, 15 seconds, right? They're going to be short. They're going to be poppy. Then you can take those and you can take the transcription and the link to the video, post them onto like LinkedIn and other places where people, if they want to read it, they can, or they can watch the video and or both. That way you can really create a blog and a vlog all at the same exact time. And by the way, it doesn't cost you a dime.
Yeah, and again, that costs you nothing to do. If you're doing the longer version, again, 10 hours free per month, and then after that you'll want to do the professional version. But I love this. Okay, our final suggestion today is something called Pixaloop, Pixaloop, and I am not. I'm sorry. I'm a baby boomer, and for me to figure out how to get something to work that, someone who's 10 years old can do in about 2 seconds.
I know
it's taking me a while, but this was really fun. So my husband got this great big new Yoder smoker, and he had all these racks of ribs on it. I sent Greg a picture just to make him hungry.
She did. It was phenomenal.
But the thing was cool. So I've got this still picture, but one of the things you can add these different effects, or you can add things to your pictures. And there was one that was a smoke effect. So I got the smoke effect. So I have the smoke coming, I put that on top of the picture. So I made a short video. And if you're doing a short form video, maybe 15 seconds or so, this is a quick way just to do something really kind of fun, do the special effect, and then just slap something, on there with a few words or whatever. And, you've got just another kind of way to be in contact with people. Yeah. So Greg, I'm going to give you final takeaway. What's your final recommendation for this, for our viewers today?
Well, guys, I have a funny saying that I like to use a lot, and a lot of us agents, and I'm included in this comment, we do what we call shelf assurance. And shelf assurance is when we take some knowledge or a program or a course and we put it on the shelf and we feel really good about ourselves because we have it, but then we never do anything with it. So what I'm saying here is what we just gave you is liquid gold. Take one or more of these, put them into your business, take action on this. Don't have shelf assurance. Go out there and make money, get in contact, build relationships, restore relationships, and just use the technology that's available. Just with Otter AI, just with Ghost Poster, with those two tools, not just two I just picked out, you could revolutionize the way people see you. And it's only because you guys took action. So please, 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 please take action, put them into your business. And if you don't want to do it, have one of your team members do it. But take action, guys.
That's the secret. Thanks for being with us today. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us for Real Estate Coach Uncensored on Inman News. Be sure to tune in for our next show when we'll be back to share even more ways you can grow your real estate business. For the latest news and analysis, check out the other great stories today on Inman News.